So it is important that, when we talk about renewing our faith, or when our faith is suffering, that's important we put things into perspective. And that's why the early generations of Islam, the companions and the generation after them, it was known from them that when they would go through something really, really difficult, they would make shukr. They would thank Allah for 3 things. Does anyone want to guess what at least one of those 3 things are that they would be thankful for? Allah puts you in a difficulty. Allah puts you in a hardship. And we say you should be thankful to Allah. Well, what is there to be thankful about? So number 1, yeah. So we are grateful that He loves those, or He tests those whom He loves, right? Is that what you said? So that's correct. That's very good. But we can put that in a broader sense. We can say that we recognized that difficulty as love of Allah. We recognized this hardship as a test. That's number 1. Very good. So we're going through a hardship. Number 1, we are grateful, we're thankful that we recognize this as a test from Allah. We recognize this, that it is from Allah's love for us that He's testing us. There's 2 more. 2 more, yeah.
There's always someone that can be in a worse situation.
Yeah, so there's people who are going through worse, or we can say in terms of like in a personal sense, we could say we can be grateful that the test wasn't worse, that the test wasn't more severe. And that's amazing, subhanAllah, because no matter how bad of a situation someone is in, it could always be worse, right? And we usually don't say this to people. By the way, if you're talking to someone who's going through a difficult time, don't go to them and say, you should be okay because it could have been worse, right? This is a personal thing, right? This is what we are personally grateful for. That, and by the way, like I said, it's very important that we don't invalidate people's feelings. We don't invalidate or kind of like diminish the hardship that they're going through. But for ourselves, right? When we're in that situation, when we're thinking to ourselves, I can't take it. It's too much, right? This is like, I've reached my breaking point. At that point, one of the ways we go through that, we like pass through that hurdle, is that we remind ourselves that the test could have been more severe. No matter how bad this test is, it could have been more severe. Number 3, there's the 3rd one. The last one is that the companions, they would be thankful to Allah that they weren't tested in their deen, that they weren't tested in their iman. As we said, some people, when they go through a difficulty, it becomes a test or it becomes a hardship of their iman, right? Where their iman suffers. So, no matter what a person is going through, this person says, Alhamdulillah, my Islam is still intact. No matter what I'm going through, no matter how difficult it's become, Alhamdulillah, like my Islam is still good, right? So those are 3 things that we can be thankful for when we go through a hardship.